Now, before we start, I'm going to have to answer a couple of questions that I've been receiving a lot on the emails. First, what is the difference between DaVinci Resolve, the free version, and the paid versions of DaVinci Resolve? Starting DaVinci Resolve 12, Blackmagic Design changed their naming system. So now, before it used to be DaVinci Resolve was a paid software, and you have DaVinci Resolve Lite, which was the free software. Things changed now. So now DaVinci Resolve is a free software, and DaVinci Resolve Studio is a paid version of the free software. So what's the difference between the free and the paid version? Everything I do on the channel here and everything I teach on Film Simplified and everything we do on Learn Color Grading, everything is done only on the free version. I do not use the paid version at all, because I want all the things that I do on the channel to be accessible for everybody. So you can simply just download a free version of DaVinci Resolve and you're in business. With the free version, there's a limit on the frame size that you can export. So with the free version, you can only export up to 4K. I'm not sure who wants to export more than 4K. With the paid version, you can export up like an 8K file, for example. In that case, please contact me. I really want to know who you are. With the paid version, you do get the noise reduction, and you get things like multiple GPU support. So for example, if you have you can stack like 3 or 4 GPUs and use them all at the same time with the paid version. But if you're doing something as big as that, you might want to pay $900 for the full version. Now, these are the two biggest differences: is that the free version doesn't have noise reduction and can use only 1 GPU, and the paid version you can use multiple GPUs and export 8K. And now to the episode. Today we're going to be discussing a way to cheat. It's not actually cheating, it's a way just to simplify your workflow. Like, I received a lot of emails from filmmakers who are just asking me to, if there is a way to make the workflow faster in Resolve, because it seems a bit tedious. And frankly, if you can do the same job with the same quality for like half the time, why not? Now, usually when I work with my images, there are a couple of things that I keep on doing in every image. Like, for example, I add a vignette to every image. I reduce saturation in the shadows, and I usually add contrast. So why don't I just do all this on the timeline level? So it will affect every single clip in my timeline, so I don't have to worry about these things again. So let's take a look at this image, for example. I'm just going to correct it really fast. So I'm just going to increase the gamma, bring the lift down, increase saturation, come to the next one, maybe the same adjustments, gamma, lift down, increase saturation. And on all of these images, I need to desaturate the shadows. So what I usually would do is I would add the node on this image that desaturates the shadow, come back to this image, add a node at the end to desaturate shadows. So instead of doing all this, I'm just going to come to my nodes here, click on the drop-down menu here from Clip, and go to Timeline. And now I can add nodes here that will affect the entire timeline. So I'm going to add a new node. And in this new node, remember, this is a timeline. I'm simply going to come to, just to illustrate what this does, I'm just going to come to timeline and make the image really red. And when you go to the rest of the timeline, notice now that all the images look red. So anything I put here in timeline will affect the entire timeline. Let me reset. And I'm just going to come to Luma versus saturation, reduce saturation of shadows, increase it in the midtones. And now this adjustment will just be affecting every single clip in my timeline, which is great, because this is something that I really want to do. So I just added desaturating the shadows. I'm going to add a new node, increase the contrast just a bit, add a new node. Of course, this is all in timeline. I'm simply going to come to timeline here and just add a window, add an outside, add an outside node and reduce the gamma a bit. Yeah, so now I simply have a way to reduce shadows, increase contrast, and just a small vignette. So now whenever I work on any of my footage, I know that I have a vignette, my shadows are desaturated, and I can simply concentrate. Thank you. I can concentrate on stylizing my image. Thank you very much. So for example, this image here, I can come back to Clip, and I can reset all grades and nodes in this clip. And now I know that I have some basic adjustments to my image that I want to repeat. So for example, I can simply increase the gamma now, and I can increase saturation without having to worry about my shadows being oversaturated. Bring the lift down, maybe just bring the saturation in the entire image a bit. And this is way better than the original image would have looked like without the adjustments. So for example, I'm gonna come back to timeline here, and I'm gonna disable every node to see what this does. So for example, I'm going to disable the node that desaturates shadows and the timeline. Look at this part of the image here. I'm gonna turn it on. Look how saturated the shadows are, and now how we automatically reduce the saturation without me having to create this node over and over again for every single clip. And I'm going to come to this node here. This just adds a bit of contrast, and the vignette, of course. Okay, this is just a very small vignette. So this is not something that will affect your colors. Your colors are the same. It's just affecting how fast can you finish your project from start to end by grouping all the nodes and all the effects that you want to put on the entire timeline. Now remember, this will affect every single thing in the timeline. So if you're editing and you have some titles, they will be affected by this. If you have an intro in the same timeline, it will be affected by this. So keep this in mind, and you can create separate timelines, a timeline for window, a timeline for the actual film, and just work faster this way. So if you like the episode, please like, subscribe,